Today's reaction, we're going to be reacting to 3 Ren songs. We're going to be doing the Money Game trilogy. So Money Game Part 2, and Money Game Part 3. Being that this is going to be a very long video with all 3 of them included, I might take some breaks after each song. I'm not going to say I'm going to record these all at the same time. So with that message out, I guess the last thing I'd like to say is please remember to like and subscribe to the original artist, Ren in this case, and if you could always like and subscribe to my channel, that's always appreciated as well. And so without further ado, let's get right into this. Roll.
It's a strange time we're living in. War can put fear in. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through parliament interiors. Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theories, strive fearing weary-minded men when we're clearly living in dictatorships. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose, but who's fooling who? A ball chained to your shoes on pain. It's a crying
So I really like the way he's starting out there. It's a strange time we're living in. World can put fear in you. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through the parliament inferior. Devils walk around us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theory strikes fear in weary-minded men because we're clearly living in dictatorships. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose who's fooling who. I like that because I always feel that there's left and right are the same. There's really no difference between the two of them. In America, this two-party system is a big failure. We need to do something to fix it, but I don't have the solution, so I guess I don't know what to tell people. But it's definitely something that needs to get addressed. So, all right, let's hop back into this here.
Nearly blinded by illusions to choose, but who's fooling who? A ball chained to your shoes on pain. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets this whole world burn. As the world turns,
it's gotta be creepy underneath that sheet tied up.
For trade, but now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game.
Alright, so I wanted to go into that a little bit. So he's kind of talking about the how money was invented. Oh, shit. There we go. Alright. So one thing I want to talk about there is that he's kind of touching on the history of how money was made. Money was really made directly for trade. It started out as a barter system, and then people didn't always have the things that people wanted to barter, so they started writing IOUs, like I owe you a cow the next time I run across one, or I owe you this, or whatever. And then those IOUs was basically the start of paper money. And from there, we had a central bank. We created a central bank, and then that actually took control of the money. Most likely because people were taking advantage of the IOUs, because what's a farmer to do if a big merchant gives him an IOU and says, I owe you this? How's he even go find him or do anything about it? The courts weren't really helping people at that point. So, yeah, they started as notes that people used, and we call them notes. They were basically IOUs that they used during trade. So, and then from there it went to the centralized bank, and then actually we got actual real paper money like the dollar bills that we have today that are regulated by that centralized bank, who itself is a huge problem. But I don't have another better solution off the top of my head, so but there's people smarter than me that should be able to figure out something. Alright, let's pop back into this here.
To a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, rain, storm it comes our way, and those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we like to point blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Stop.
So I like the video how he's just controlling him basically, because he is the corporate greed or whatever. He is telling him what kind of game he has to play. I love the chorus. It's very catchy. Rain, 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 the storm it comes our way, and those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we gotta point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame than point the mirror at ourselves. We're a part of this old money game. Stop. Yeah, I love that. Anyway, let's hop back into this here.
Stop.
That was very nice, and with the glow.
This old money Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident of fear when they support these ideas to keep us
I love that
separate.
camera
When they
work.
believe that everybody is coming to terrorize you in the streets. They say badly through gritted teeth. That's my right to hate. That's freedom of speech. But when did freedom become a reason to hate? A way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? There's an irony in freedom, cause us.
So the first thing I want to mention is how sweet it is that they were able to get that angle and that camera work together. And this is another one take. Now I was told that on this video that they did have to do 180 tries before they got the right one take, but it is still shot in a continuous take. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about was the part where he says, when you make us believe that everyone is coming to terrorize you in the streets, they say proudly through gritted teeth, it's my right to hate, that's freedom of speech. But since when did freedom become a reason to hate, a way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? And there's an irony in freedom, because in the West we have pillaged and plundered and murdered like savages, colonized all the rest. That's called hypocrisy. So it's definitely, in the West, we are hypocrites. We are probably the biggest hypocrites that exist. We are filled with hypocrisy. It's something that everyone needs to work on, myself included. So, that was what I wanted to touch on there. So let's get back into this.
Freedom become a reason to hate, a way to justify a racist slur or insult we make. There's an irony in freedom, cause us in the West, we have pillaged and plundered and murdered like savages, colonized all of the rest. That's called hypocrisy. Preach a certain value that you never keep yourselves. Your country was in flames, you denigrate yourselves in a second. Still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants when really you're the immigrant, cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent. I'll shed the light on immigrants. America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome. And also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we made the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat, the same old.
So one of the things I want to talk about was the fact that he said everyone is an immigrant. They're descended from immigrants, because for the most part that holds true. There are very few people that are native to the very land that they live in. Probably one of the closest ones that are out there would be the Native Americans in the United States. That was originally their land, and then we took it from them. So, anyways, then the other thing that I wanted to touch on was about the fact that old situations play on repeat. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. We're obviously, there's still that Jewish and Muslim hatred towards one another. There's always war going on in the chosen place or whatever, in Israel. And so, yeah, it's still, nothing has really changed. It's like we haven't learned anything throughout history. So let's bow back in here.
And yet we made the same mistakes all again. Demonize the whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat. The same old TV shows repeat. Yeah, we worship the bleak. Our opinions aren't our own and we follow like sheep. There's no left, there's no right. In the middle we sleep. Rain, rain,
there's no left, there's no right. In the middle we sleep.
And those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we like to point the blame, blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game.
Is it platinum? Definitely beat them up. Roughing them up anyway. Wanted to start singing this old money. Oh, okay, I got it at the right time anyway. Always throwing eyes on them. Oh shit. So I think it's because he drew eyes on him. He's seen him as a person now instead of just a nobody. And that's why he wasn't able to pour gasoline on him. It's something that had come up off the top of my head. This is dramatic. That's the way you know it's alive right there. He just took his mic off. Oh no. Don't do it. Wow, that was quite the video. That's some powerful stuff. Yeah, I haven't watched this one in a minute, so I like to watch or listen to Money Games too. It's my favorite one as a song that I can listen to on repeat. We'll be getting into that one in a second here, but yeah, that video was that was a powerful video with a lot of messages in there that I didn't even get to be able to touch on everything, but I tried to touch on at least a few. So anyway, since we're going to be going down to Money Games 2, we might as well just go ahead and get that started right now.
Strange time we're living in, panic and hysteria. Poor man learn, the rich man don't care for your narcissist mindset spread like malaria. Sit back and watch the show, America Britons.
So I wanted to touch on that first part there. Strange times we're living in, panic and hysteria. Poor men learn, the rich men don't care for you. Narcissist mindset spread like malaria. Sit back and watch the show, America. The clips that he uses for American Dad, that's great. But I think that really rings true. Strange times we're living in, where there's just panic and hysteria a lot. People don't know what to do. They're keeping us polarized so that we have panic and hysteria, and you definitely know that the rich men don't care for you. The narcissist mindset spread like malaria, like it's absolutely contagious. I love the whole starting scheme of this just a lot. So, alright, let's get back into it.
Don't care for your narcissist mindset spread like malaria. Sit back and watch the show. America, Britain split through fickle shit. A government of hypocrites. These counterfeit politicians sit in parliament, not adequate. Come on, needlessly bleeding, resources all dry. Turn a blind eye if it means a pay rise. Oh, what a shame it would be, I would die if number 10 Downing Street burned in a fire.
Okay, so there, basically, you get what he's saying, but number 10 Downing Street is like where the Prime Minister of Britain stays at. So that's what he means by that address. So let's go back into this here.
A pay rise. Oh, what a shame it would be, I would die if number 10 Downing Street burned in a fire. Only joking, only messing, don't be stressing. I'm a peaceful adolescent, there's no need to be unpleasant. Write my thesis in a rhyme scheme to analyze the brain while my fingers on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 a storm it comes our way. And no surprise to distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we got upon the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame. We point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game.
Look at the clips, I mean, it just tells the story.
Money is a game and the ladder we climb turns a saint into a sinner with his finger in crime.
Tony
I'll break it
Soprano.
down for you motherfuckers line by line. This is business economics in the nursery rhyme. She's
Okay, so I love that he's about to break it down in business economics in a nursery rhyme. You've heard him use the phrase "she sells seashells on the seashore" in High Ren. That's where this comes from. This video right here? It was made before High Ren was made. So, all right. I just wanted to throw that little tidbit in there, and let's get back into it here.
fingering crime. I'll break it down for you motherfuckers line by line. This is business economics in the nursery rhyme. She sells seashells on a seashore, but the value of these shells will fall due to the laws of supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sand. Step one, must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sell much better if the people think they're rare, you see. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island. Stockpile them high until they're rarer than a diamond. Step two.
Alright, so I'm going to touch on that a little bit because that's basically economics right there, a quick economics lesson. It is supply and demand. And one of the things that's very, that his word choice was very deliberate was the word diamond, because diamonds are considered valuable and people will kill one another for them, but they're not actually that rare. They just make them hard to be able to get. I mean, they're rare, but like jewels like rubies and emeralds are far more rarer than a diamond is, and yet they don't hold the same value as a diamond. And they're more colorful and everything, and if they shine them up and stuff like that. Yeah, it's because they put the media and everyone has said that diamonds are forever, that diamonds are a girl's best friend, all that stuff. So that's why we feel like diamonds are the best. So anyway, let's get right back into this here.
Laws of supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sand. Step one, must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sell much better if the people think they're rare, you see. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island. Stockpile them high until they're rarer than a diamond. Step two, gotta make the people think that they really fucking want. Hit them like Bronson. Influencers, product placement, featured primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a shell, then you're just a fucking waste man. Free.
So I gotta talk about that there. So if you don't have a shell, then you're just a fucking waste man. That's the kind of sentiment that, like, especially when you're a kid, a teenager, if you don't have the coolest items, you're poor, you're not cool, you don't have what's hip, so you get made fun of for it. And so that's all what he's talking about. Product placement, featured primetime entertainment. It's also the news telling us and our peers telling us what we need to have. So just want to touch on that. So let's get back into this.
Product placement, featured primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a show, then you're just a fucking waste, man. Free. It's monopoly. Invest inside some property. Start a corporation, make a logo, do it properly. Shells must sell, that will be a new philosophy. Swallow all your morals, they're a poor man's quality.
So I gotta touch on that. Swallow all your morals, it's a poor man's quality. That is a bar right there. In other words, you can't be a poor person, or you can't have morals and be rich. So crazy. All right, let's go.
Quality. 4. Expand, expand, expand. Clear forest, make land, fresh blood on hands. 5. Why just shells? Why limit yourself? She sells seashells, sell oil as well. 6. Sun, sell stock, sell diamonds, sell rock, sell water to a fish, sell the time to a clock. 7. Press on the gas, take your foot off the brakes, then run to be the president of the United States. 8.
Wonder who he's talking about there. Might be Biden if you don't know.
The time to a clock. 7. Press on the gas, take your foot off the brakes, then run to be the president of the United States. 8. Big smile, make big wave, that's great. Now the truth is overrated, tell lies out the gate. 9. Polarize the people, controversy is the game. It don't matter if they hate you, if they all say you're...
Now that one, who do you think he's talking to there? I mean, that one, the video gave it away that he was talking about Trump there. If it's, it don't matter if they hate you as long as they say your name. It's a very true statement, because they always say there's no bad publicity. So apparently that's true even for the president of the United States, because apparently people don't care. That's what politics has become, is that big joke. So anyways, let's pop back into this.
Eyes out the gate. 9. Polarize the people, controversy is the game. It don't matter if they hate you, if they all say your name. 10. The world is yours. Step out on the stage to a round of applause. You're a liar, cheat, a devil, a whore, and you sell seashells on the seashore. Rain, 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 rain. A storm, it comes our way. And no surprise to distorted lies. Poison in the veins, but we died upon the play.
Look at how the clips are getting more crazy. Like Hitler's starting to come in here and stuff like that. Pretty crazy. Awesome. Okay, I gotta pause it. That moment there that I just showed, the John Carpenter winning on The Millionaire, is my absolute favorite moment in game show history. He got to the final question, the $1 million question, and he had his phone a friend left, and they asked him the question, and he said he wanted to call his parents, and he called his dad, and he said, "Dad, I don't really need your help on this question. I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be a millionaire." That was the clip sent around the world. So that's funny that he brought that into there. So let's get back into this here.
Money game.
It's crazier and crazier it gets.
This old money game.
Scrooge McDuck.
This old.
So I really like how he incorporated clips from the Money Games 1 in there, as well as all that other stuff, how he clipped it together. That was a really well put together collage. So I really appreciated that. So let's check in here. So Money Games 3 is the longest video by far. It is over, it's longer than both of these videos combined, and by quite a bit. And so, but it is the best video performance out of all of them for sure. So, it actually won some awards in 2024 for best music video. And yeah, without further ado, let's pop into Money Games 3 and get ready for some fun. Looks like my boy's about to tickle the ivories. That's gotta be kind of see-through. You can definitely tell that's Ren. Alright, my turn to clock in. Alright, so first off, I want to talk about, I guess, the intro here. Mostly about the camera work. This is a one-take shot again, even though there are people that don't believe, they think that there were small cuts in there in 3 spots, because the way they did the transition. One of them was when it went to the floor, the other one was when it just cut. When he just took the bag off of his face, and there's one more that I'll point out later that they also think is another cut, but I've watched interviews with Ren on this, and it is one continuous shot. I've seen how they did it. They got like this cool rig that's like a spinning camera thing. It was really cool. So anyway, that video is actually worth checking out, like a behind the scenes of Money Games Part 3. Kind of shows you how they were able to pull this off. From my understanding, it didn't even take very many takes. Like, they did this one in, like, I don't know the exact number, but they said it was not very many considering, so like, I think that was like under 20 would be my guess, considering that it took them 180 to make the first one. That's not nearly as complex as this one. That's pretty impressive. I do know that they practiced for like a day beforehand, because Knox Hill was actually there at the shooting of it the day before they actually shot, and he played in the practice runs. He played the role of the person who holds they hold a glass of, or like they're like a waiter. You'll see him in this at some point. And so that's kind of how I know a little bit about the behind the scenes footage of what happened and how it was created. So, alright, let's get back into this here. Like, that's a customized suit also, I know that from the video. So beautiful. Beautiful.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly. 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can.
So there, I want to talk about the story of Jimmy, how he started out at 1, and how he elevated until he purchased his company, or he made his company at 16, and then sold it at 17, basically being a millionaire. And then at 18, his daddy tells him, now you're a man, the world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. That's too many rich people's stories. Their dads are never satisfied with what they've got, even though he's already a millionaire. So that's very interesting to me, that parents are still pushing, just like they push, someone like myself all the time. There's never a time when you're successful enough where I guess they stop pushing. So that's interesting. I guess they just want you to succeed in life. So, but where do you draw the line of what's success and what's going overboard? All right, let's go.
He sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23.
Alright, that's the part that I was talking about that Knoxville played right there, that waiter. Just to throw that little tidbit in there.
An obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30.
Alright, so I want to touch on there. Like I said, his dad is still telling him that he's not winning the race at 25, even though he's, making money. So he switches to arms, and then eventually he gets into politics by 30, and trying to please his dad the whole time. So, yeah, it's a cycle that can really be harmful. So I also want to talk about, again, this is a one take. All these people are in the same warehouse, and they're doing their best so that they're keeping all the people out of the framing and going to each different section that they have set up while continuously shooting footage. And like that, when people come together and shaking hands and him going underneath, and the timing that had to sync up just to make that happen, it's very impressive. If you have done any kind of choreography or anything like that, it's really tough to time all of that so perfectly together. So anyway, let's get back into this here.
On 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval, moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket.
Okay, I want to stop there first off to point out how cool it was with the camera spinning in the globe, and then him sitting on the desk and the phone ringing. But also, I want to point out how, like I said, he's getting more corrupt because he's trying to seek his dad's approval. So he's getting further and further into the criminal game. Now he's actually, full on in the criminal game, and he's paying off the police to keep himself in the drug games and the drug trade game. So I think it said arms too. So doing both of those. So anyways, let's get back into this here.
Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket. "35, he gets the call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack. I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed off, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion, eating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck.
Alright, so I gotta point out that coordination there. All of that took a little... They couldn't mess that up. And if they did, they have to start all the way over and redo it again. Him coming in with the wheelchair like that, right as he sits down, and he's not even looking behind him, so he has to 100% trust that the person is there with the wheelchair that for him to sit down. So that is truly something special, I'm telling you. That's why this video won some awards. I mean, the symbolism in the video, the way he's acting out what he's saying, plus the story that he's telling, it's just genius. So anyways, let's pop back into this here.
I'm one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck.
Just keep my swear words down on YouTube, they get mad. Whoops. So this is the other spot that people think that it was a cut, but it's not. They just rounded around the wheelchair.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41 he wasn't walking, 42 not walking quickly, 43 never running round the pavements of his city, 44 inside a palace.
So I want to bring up there the callback to the beginning of the verse, the way that it starts. That when Jimmy was a kid, it starts out that his first words were mine, mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly, 4 years old he was running around the pavements of his city. And here it says, let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 when he cursed the words mine, mine, gimme. 41 he wasn't walking, 42 not walking quickly, 43 never running around the pavements of his city. So I guess he changed the numbers a little bit there, so it wasn't 100% the same, but it's the same story that he put together. And anyway, let's get back into this here because it's just getting fun.
Mine, gimme. 41 he wasn't walking, 42 not walking quickly, 43 never running round the pavements of the city, 44 inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Call the music.
So there, I want to touch on what he was saying there, that Jimmy is basically an exaggerated version of you, of me, of everyone, because we all have to play the money game. Some people it's less exaggerated than others, but the money game is part of everyone's life, even though it's not necessarily a good thing. So anyway, let's get back into the finale here.
No escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Call the music.
I don't know what that was.
This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy. Community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we design. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution?
So I like that scheme that he did there, about saying it's not entertainment, it's real life, community declines. But I like how he said truth is less important than the money we design. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. And so now I guess we get to hear what his solution is. So I'm going to just drop right back into it here. Attention again. Gun just fuels the tension.
Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface and consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise.
So I just want to point out one thing real quickly. You can tell he's from the UK where they don't have guns. From what I understand, it was really hard to get that even prop gun into the UK to be able to film this, because they wanted one that was realistic. Anyway, you can tell he hasn't been around guns because he doesn't have trigger safety. He had his his finger on the trigger on numerous occasions. And even with a prop gun, people that have used a gun before go with their instincts, and they keep their finger off of the trigger until they're ready to use it, because that's what you're supposed to be taught. So anyway, let's get back into it here.
Story to the wise.
So the rain is symbolic because in the other videos, the chorus or the whatever is rain, rain, rain. So that's actual rain, rain, rain coming down upon him to finish out this and bring this thing full circle here. So let's finish it. Let's finish this up here.
"45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
Then you hear the click. Yeah, that's just absolutely amazing. I love that video. I love the whole trilogy together. It's a very beautiful work of art. It's more of a actual full story than they are songs that you listen to, except for number 2 is really catchy. And I actually listened to that one in my regular playlist. But anyway, yeah, this is an example of why Ren is a genius. I waited to do this review because I knew it was going to be a longer one, so I wanted people to hopefully stick around till the end and watch it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, or these 3 videos. I hope you learned something. I hope it made you think a little. And I want you to make sure that you like and subscribe to Ren's channel. And yeah, hope you have a great day.